Heilman, Hackatronics.
Hey everyone, this is a digital collar made by Praymaster. My father-in-law gave it to me because it isn't turning on anymore. So I'm just going to open it up and see if I can determine what the problem is and fix it. So I can see 4 screws here, so I'm going to take those out. Okay, seems like there's some more screws under the battery cover here. Okay, so there were 2 screws at the bottom here that I removed. Now this should open up. Alright, so my father-in-law suspected that the connection of the ribbon cable wasn't mating correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at what that looks like. Now, in order to get these ribbon cables out properly, you want to lift up this brown housing here. You just pry up both sides. And then pull on the clear cover here to remove the ribbon cable, so it pops right out. Okay. So it might be difficult for you to see, but it does look like there might be a little corrosion on the ribbon cable here. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that up with some contact cleaner. You could also probably get away with using rubbing alcohol, but since I have contact cleaner on hand, I'm just going to use that. I'm supplying some to a lint-free Kim wipe here. Okay. Yeah. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but a little bit of residue came off, so it does seem like it was a little dirty. Now I'm going to insert the ribbon cable again, or flex cable. Alright. You can feel it bottom out. Once you feel that, you just press down on the brown housing again, and that'll lock the ribbon cable, flex cable back in place. Okay, now that I've done that, let's go ahead and see if it works. No, not seeing anything. I believe this red light comes on when the device is powered. Yeah, none of the buttons are working. Alright, maybe I should have done this to begin with, but I'm going to check the power, make sure we're getting power to the board. Each one of these AA batteries has 1.5 volts potential nominally. It's probably a little higher if these are brand new. So I should be measuring 6 volts, a little higher than that, at the input of the board. Now let me just check the polarity here. Make sure I'm actually measuring the right location. Okay, so here we have the red wire, that's the positive, and the black wire, that's the negative, coming into the board here. So this is the opposite side. So red to red and black to black. Yeah, that's not a good voltage. There is a small voltage there, which to me would indicate there's some voltage getting to it. Let's see, what could oh, yeah. Maybe I should have looked at this first. Might be difficult to see, but there's some corrosion on these contacts here. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that up and make sure that we're getting a good connection. And just before that, I'm going to just make sure all these batteries are good. Okay. Yeah, 1.6 negative, inverted. 1.6. 1.6. Okay, yep, all the batteries are good. So I'm going to take out the batteries and clean up these contacts, and hopefully that will fix the problem. Okay, so again I'm going to be using the contact cleaner. I'm just going to spray contacts and use a acid brush. It's just a coarse-haired brush, typically used to remove flux from a circuit board. At least that's what I've been trained to use them for. I'm sure they have other uses as well. So let's clean that up. Alright, give that a minute to dry. Alright, I gave it a few minutes to dry. Now we should be all set to put the batteries in and see if the problem has been fixed. Okay, so before I button everything up, let's just see if the light comes on. Oh, cool. There we go. Sweet. So now you can see there's a power light there. Let me just hook up the speaker. See if these calls work. Alright, this is a meadowlark. Bobcat and heat. Oh, apparently the sounds play at the same time. Alright, bobcat. Yep, that's working. Squealing bird. Ah, that's loud. And rodents distress. Alright, cool. Seems to be working perfectly. Alright, now I'm just going to put it back together. And should be all set. But as I was saying, a really good place to start with troubleshooting electronics is to verify the voltage is getting to the circuit board, which I didn't do this time around, but it didn't hurt anything to clean that ribbon cable, obviously. So yeah, that's a good place to start. And if you're not getting power to the board, then obviously you got to figure out what your issue is, whether it's a dead battery or if you have corrosion on your contacts, or potentially even a short on the circuit board itself, in which case you would have dead batteries. But yeah, always a good place to start. Make sure you're getting power to the device you're testing. Alright, well, let me just put this all back together. Oh, forgot to put this little cap on here. Okay. And hook this up. Cool. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Take care.